Welcome back, students. In this video, we'll be dealing with the last kind of tense, that is future tense. Like other tenses, future tense also has four subkinds. Which four subkinds? Indefinite, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous. So let's begin. The very first kind is future indefinite, which is also known in English language simple future tense. First, we will discuss affirmative sentences. This future indefinite tense actually denotes to such actions which begin at a certain future moment. The rule of this tense is subject will oblique shall, verb first form, object. In order to comprehend it in a better manner, let's take one example. For example, the meeting will start soon. The meeting here is the subject. We are using will. Why? The reason I will explain you later. Start is first form of the verb or the original form of the verb. Soon. Okay. Students always remember that we prefer using with IV always shall, and with rest all the subjects we use will. This is something very important related to this particular future indefinite tense. Okay. Like we all studied in the previous video about personal pronouns. If you remember, at that time I told you the whole list of personal pronouns including first person, second person and third person. First person, which includes IV. So I told that with IV we always stick to shall. Okay. And with rest, by that I mean with second person and third person or any other subject, we'll be using always will. Here the subject is the meeting, so I have written will, then first form and soon. Okay. How do we change this one into negative? We simply insert not. We'll be adopting the same process. We simply will write not after will and it will become negative sentence. Alright. So what the sentence will be in that condition? The meeting will not start soon. Am I clear? Let me add something more here. You must be knowing about contractions. Contractions means short forms. So in English, will not is written as won't. How do we write that? W-O-N''T. Alright. And in the same manner, shall not is also written in its short form. And how do we write that? Just have a look. Okay, fine. Let's proceed. In interrogative sentences, actually, we'll be following the same process. You must have observed in my previous videos the process. I hope you are drilled enough now to convert. So what we are going to do, we'll just pick up this helping verb from here and we'll change its place. Now the interrogative will be, will the meeting start soon? Question mark. For interrogative negative, very simple. Will the meeting not start soon? Question mark. That was all about future indefinite. Now, let's begin future continuous tense. Continuous tense, as you know, it shows continuity. It denotes to such actions that will be in progress. This is something you need to remember at a certain future moment. Okay, let's take this time another example. And the example is, I shall be waiting for you. Okay. What the rule says first of all subject will be there. Okay. Then will, shall, it's optional. Selection will be according to the subject. I have already explained you. I'm not going to do it again. So with I have written shall, as you can see. Then we will add a new word, be. Be. Verb first form plus ing, or you can say ing form of verb. And after this, object. Okay, clear? Now you see, this was an affirmative sentence. How are we going to change this into negative one? We'll place after shall, not. So what the sentence will be? I shall not be waiting for you. Interrogative, shall I be waiting for you? Question mark. And interrogative negative, shall I not be waiting for you? Question mark. Students, now let's study the third subkind, future perfect. Okay? It denotes two such actions completed before a given moment in the future. And the rule of this tense is subject will have oblique shall have verb third form object. Verb third form means past participle form of the verb. Alright. First of all subject comes, then will, shall we'll be selecting according to the persons. Okay. And then have is must, followed by verb third form and then object. Let's take one example. The example is they will have completed their homework. They belongs to which person? It is third person. As I taught you that with third person as well as with second person we use will. And you can notice I have written here will only. Will have third form is completed. Okay. Their homework, which is an object. Clear? Its negative will be they will not have. Why? Because not is always placed just after the helping verb. And that is what we have done here also. They will not have completed their homework. Interrogative. Let's make a question. Very simple process. You are drilled enough. Will they have completed their homework? Question mark. Okay. Interrogative negative. Will they have not completed their homework? Followed by question mark. Am I clear? Now moving to the next kind, the last subkind, future perfect continuous. It's combination of perfect and continuous tense both. Actually, this particular tense talks about an action which will begin before a definite moment in the future, will continue up to that moment and will be in progress at that moment. Okay. So the rule of this tense is subject, then will, shall, then have is must, mandatory, been, been. You all are acquainted with this term because you have dealt with it in present perfect continuous as well as in past perfect continuous tense. Okay. Verb ing form. Why ing form? Because we have continuous tense, then object. Okay. Most of the times we use since for also. So let's take one example where we'll be using it. The example is they will. Why will, students? Because here we have used third person. Okay. They will have been Prepare is the first form, but I will write preparing because we are supposed to use ing form of the verb. Have been preparing for their examinations for 2 years. Okay, I hope it is legible to you. Let me read it out. They will have been preparing for their examinations for 2 years. This is affirmative one. How do we change that into negative one? By placing not after the helping verb. So the conversion will be, they will not have been preparing for their examinations for 2 years. For 2 years, what is the difference between since and for? You may just refer to my previous 2 videos in which I have made it clearer. Okay? Interrogative of this sentence will be, will they have been preparing for their examinations for 2 years? Question mark. An interrogative negative combination of the two, it will be, will they have not been preparing for the examinations for 2 years? Question mark. Students, this was all. I have ended my video and hope that you all have understood all the tenses very well. Only practice is needed. If you practice every day, definitely you are going to be drilled in using these tenses particularly. Thank you for watching.